there have been developments that have been taking place as far as Justice Yashwant Verma is concerned, as the government seems to be mulling to bring upon an impeachment motion against the judge in the upcoming monsoon session. However, to delve more into it, as far as the procedure that needs to be followed, let's get you this exclusive conversation that Group Editor-in-Chief Navika Kumar had, who actually broke this big exclusive last evening. She's been speaking to senior lawyer Dushyant Dave. Listen in. Dushyant Dave, senior advocate, a man who doesn't pull his punches. Good evening, sir. We have exclusive details from the report of the three-member committee, which found sufficient ground to indict Justice Yashwant Verma. Justice Verma has refused to resign after the Chief Justice asked him to, and a report has now been sent to the President and the Prime Minister. How do you see this entire case unfolding, including the indictment in this burnt cash, Mahatma Gandhi jal rahe hain controversy?
Well, let me tell you, Navika ji, this case brings out a very serious challenge that the judiciary is facing, and that challenge is of corruption. And judiciary is really struggling with this for last almost 3 decades, because this malaise has set in 3 decades ago. And unfortunately, judiciary doesn't know how to deal with it. And, a lot of things are being shoved under the carpet over a long period of time. As a result of that, the decision-making gets skewed. Justice is not, being delivered in a right sense, and the litigants are suffering. So there is a serious challenge, unlike the bureaucracy or other wings of the government where corruption can be quickly dealt with, and, CBI can swoop on the officers immediately, or the Anti-Corruption Bureau in the states. That's something which is not available when it comes to corruption amongst the judges. And nobody really looks into it. Nobody investigates. There is no mechanism to file a complaint. Litigants file complaints regularly before Chief Justice of India from time to time. I know that, but no action has ever been taken by Chief Justice, except, sometimes recommending a transfer here or there. So there is really no, good mechanism to deal with this. And as a result of that, this has gone unchallenged for almost 3 decades. So that is a big challenge. Now, having said that, this is an opportunity for Parliament to really introspect over this, protection that has been afforded to the judges under the Constitution, Article 124 or Article 218 for High Court judges, and the Judges Inquiry Act of 1968. So I think now that the report has been sent to the Honorable President, I have no doubt it will be sent to the Parliament, and it now depends on the political parties and the members of the Honorable Parliament to really take this forward, because you need at least 100 members to initiate the move, or in Lok Sabha, or 50 members in Rajya Sabha. So hopefully the process gets started immediately, and once the process gets started, the President will then appoint, or chairperson of the concerned House will appoint a committee of 3 members to investigate and give the judge concerned opportunity, and also gather other evidence. And if that committee indicts the judge, then of course the Parliament will have to vote. And for that voting, you need, I think 50% majority of the entire membership of the House in which it is going to be passed, or 2/3 of the members present and voting. So if they pass, then matter goes back to the President under the Constitution and under the Judges Inquiry Act, and then President, of course, takes the final action. So it's a long process, and it all depends how this will carry on, unfortunately.
Mr. Dave, on the 4th of May, when Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna was Chief Justice of India, he told Justice Verma that these are the findings and he should resign. Subsequent to that, in his response, Justice Verma said that the principles of natural justice have been violated, that he hasn't been given the opportunity to cross-examine witnesses or question the gaps in their testimonies. What do you make of his response?
See, I personally feel that if Justice Verma thought that he was innocent and he was being framed, nobody prevented him from filing an FIR, saying that there is a conspiracy against me and against the judiciary. And then police would have investigated. Justice Verma didn't follow that course. Now he allowed, the Chief Justice of India to constitute a committee of three most impeccable judges of this country. The committee was a very high-powered committee, two Chief Justices of different high courts and a very respected judge of High Court. And that committee, gave Justice Verma an opportunity, examined other witnesses, and gave its report. I don't think Justice Verma at this stage really has any right to make a grievance about committee's functioning or to say that he did not get an opportunity. I think Justice Verma is unnecessarily dragging his feet. My own feeling is that Chief Justice would have been well advised. I mean, despite the protection in the Constitution of its removal, nothing prevented Chief Justice from directing an FIR to be filed against Justice Verma. Frankly, this is the only way we can send a message to the members of the judiciary that you better behave. Otherwise, action will be taken against you. And, to allow this long impeachment process to take place is really painful, frankly. It's ugly also. Ultimately, and I don't know whether it will see the, light of the day or not. Because, when Justice V. Ramaswamy was being impeached, it was a battle between North and South members of Parliament. And members of Parliament from South felt that Justice Verma was being victimized. So, that motion didn't carry. Now, we don't want that kind of a situation where, people can get away scot-free like that. I feel that it would have been absolutely perfect for Chief Justice Khanna, as he then was, that once he received this report of the committee, he should have directed FIR to be lodged against him. And that does not mean anything. Verma continues to be a judge till he is removed by in terms of the procedure of the Constitution. But at least he would have faced the music. If he had faced the music, I have no doubt that he would have resigned.
Mr. Dave, do you believe this represents a case of opportunity missed? The committee did mention that the fire officials did not register an FIR. Questions have also been asked by many observers that why has such a leeway been accorded to judges? If it were an ordinary citizen, a case would have been registered immediately. Maybe even they would have been put behind bars. Leniency has been accorded in terms of an in-house proceeding. Do you believe this distinction needs to be done away with? Are we not all equal before the law?
No, I don't think you need to remove the distinction straight away, because that will be, giving executive some kind of a control over judiciary. We don't want that, because we know how executives sometimes can behave, and it can, bring a false case against a judge who is independent and who passes judgments against the government of the day. So that's not really required. But I do agree that if there was a committee's report which Chief Justice Khanna received, then he could have acted, because it was an in-house committee. And he has to trust that in-house committee. If it found prima facie that, yes, there was credible material against Justice Verma, then he should have ordered an FIR to be lodged. He should have permitted the police to do so. But I have more serious issue here. That why is it that the executive did not take this matter seriously on the day they went there? The police went there, fire brigade went there. I have no doubt, as soon as the police went there, within minutes, the highest echelon of the political, masters would have been told about what is happening in the judge's house. I have no doubt that the Honorable Home Minister, perhaps even Honorable Prime Minister, along with the Chief Justice, were informed about it. Why is it that they allowed the matter to lie low for almost 3 or 4 days? Secondly, how did they allow the money to be transferred? Because part of the money was burnt, the balance money was lying there. Why was it allowed to be removed from there? Police had a duty to ensure that it was cash money and it couldn't have been allowed to be touched by anybody. So, if anybody's house, fire takes place and, fire brigade and police come, they won't allow you to remove the articles till matter is sorted out. So, it's extraordinary. Government also must explain what has happened. Why did they not take action against the judge concerned? That's something very serious. It's all right for Honorable Vice President to say that, things are bad and there is corruption. But he should ask his government to, inform the parliament that why police failed to take action, why highest authority, did not intervene in the matter and order immediate investigation, independent investigation by the executive. So I think there is something which is really a mystery here, which unfortunately gives people to suspect whether this was some kind of a conspiracy or it was a real case of recovery of cash money. So it's a terrible situation. I think both the judiciary and the executive has a lot to explain to the nation.
Yes, it's unfortunate, but is it just a system collapse? I don't know. Is it the lack of even the will to clean up the system that worries me more? But there is also the question, the report does not answer what was the original source of the cash? Who did it belong to and where did the cash go after the fire officials left? They have said that the domestic help and Justice Verma's private secretary had a role in clearing the place. But where did the cash really go? Is that the biggest unanswered question in this entire matter, Mr. Dave?
Absolutely a very, very serious problem, and that only police could have investigated with the assistance of income tax authorities and maybe enforcement directorate. You set these people, against ordinary citizens.
But the Chief Justice has not given the
permission. Why not
permission?
set them against the government or the judicial officers? I mean, they are not some, God's gift to mankind. They have taken an oath under the Constitution to discharge their duties honestly. And if some, unaccounted money in huge quantity is found, because nobody really knows exactly what was the amount of money, because you allowed it to be, removed from there. So I think there is a serious lapse. Is it deliberate? I suspect it was deliberate on the part of the police, because I am not willing to believe that the Commissioner of Police Delhi was not informed immediately. I am not prepared to believe that the Home Secretary and the Secretary Justice Department were not informed. I am not prepared to believe the Honorable Home Minister was not aware about it. So I think there is something very seriously lacking here. Why it was allowed to go away like this is a mystery. It surfaced after 4 days for fortuitous reason through some unknown source where the tapes were leaked. But if the tapes were not leaked, this would have gone under the carpet once again, as it is happening in judiciary for last 30 years. So I think this government, yes, government has a right to question corruption in judiciary, but government should also explain why it was, assisting judiciary in this case.
Well, clearly many questions left unanswered. Thank you very much, Mr. Dushyant Dave, for joining me on the show.